The following is an important announcement from After Hours Cinema.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of After Hours Cinema. I'm your host, Lee Turner, and tonight we're bringing you 1979's The Demon, starring Cameron Mitchell. This is a relatively unknown early entry into the slasher genre, which appears to follow in the wake of John Carpenter's iconic Halloween from 1978. While it's billed as a South African film, the cast is comprised mostly of American-British actors, and the setting could have just as easily been California as opposed to South Africa. Now, before we get started, I got to warn you, this is one of the most dimly lit films I've ever seen. There are parts of the films that are so dark, seriously hard to make out due to the lighting. It's almost like the gaffer and the lighting crew was MIA, or there was a major issue with the prints that are in circulation. Despite the aforementioned lighting issue, give the film a chance because I think you're going to like its supernatural elements and the foreboding atmosphere that surrounds the killer. Of course, this being After Hours Cinema, Hunter has an amazing custom intermission lined up for you, featuring vintage trailers, retro commercials, and some great special guests that you're not gonna want to miss. Now, before we enter this demon's lair, a little bit about the plot is probably in order. It follows a malevolent stalker who randomly terrorizes people, bringing their worst fears to life in the process, and it's up to a retired Army colonel and others to stop him. So, without further ado, here's 1979's The Demon.
Use this leader to focus the picture and adjust the sound volume. The film will then be ready for correct projection.
Everyone knows home video is one of the great advances of this age.
Third shift, Mr. Spunk? Difficult to say, Captain. We're getting no registration name from it.
Look at those pectorals, Mom. Isn't he super?
You know, I think for a 14-year-old, you're a little overset.
No kidding. That's great.
Bedtime, Emily.
Freddie? Freddie?
Come on, my boy, where are you? Freddie boy, come on. Freddie boy. Hey, come on. Come on, Freddie. Dog's oversexed, too.
John? John? John! John! Hop in. You're lucky I came along. There's not much traffic on this road at night. Where are you from? Not the talkative type, huh? Okay, suits me. But don't mind if I talk up a storm. Listening to me is the price of the ride. My mother says the only thing mobile about me is my mouth. She doesn't know a little boy all that well. I guess it's true. I do go on a bit. I'm an actor, temporarily unemployed. And if there's one thing an actor likes more than an audience, it's a captive audience. Right now, I'm a courier at the Mandax nuclear project. Spent off my life in a car, traveling up and down, up and down. But a man needs the bread. A lot of people got funny ideas about actors. Take me. Just because I'm not married, even my mother thinks I'm on the other side. She hasn't said it outright, but that's damn well what she thinks. Hey, don't let me scare you.
Found it okay.
Well, if I couldn't, who could?
Come on in.
Thank you.
This is my wife.
Joan. I know. Colonel Carson. Bill Carson, U.S. Marines, retired.
We expected him.
Witch doctor with mask and bead.
Where'd you sit down?
Thank you.
Now, how do we start? It's been over 2 months, and the police have gotten nowhere.
We don't even know whether she's alive or dead.
I'll give you everything I've got if you can find this monster.
I'd like to make a few things clear. Whatever you've heard about me, I'd like to straighten you out. You see, I'm not a kind of medicine man. I'm not a mystic. I'm just someone who's been gifted with ESP, extra sensory perception. I ask the same questions the others ask. The only difference, sometimes I get the answer. Sometimes.
Yeah. Professor Johnson up at the university said that you'd helped in cases like this before.
Good old Jake. I did some tests with him. He got a few surprises.
Yeah, but can you find him?
That's all you care about, to find him. Don't you want to find Emily? Find my daughter, Mr. Carson. Please.
I want you to understand one thing. I want nothing from you. I only want to help. Sometimes I just sniff around. Sometimes I get pictures in my mind. Pictures of places, people. I want to see Emily's room.
Yes, sir. It's just...
I know. sorry. This must look like witchcraft to you. But sometimes I get feelings, vibes, as the kids would call them.
All right, anything. But just help us find Emily.
It takes time. I have to let my mind dwell on what happened, then walk over the ground, visualize things until I'm almost part of them. Until I'm almost him. What we're dealing with here is an aberration of the species. Something hallucinating evil.
My God.
Terrible evil.
You will find him.
Might be better if I didn't.
Fish and chips and vinegar. Pepper, 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 salt. Don't throw your trash in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your trash in my backyard, my backyard's full. Ready? Fish, chips and vinegar. Pepper, 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 salt. Don't throw your trash in my backyard, my backyard, my backyard. Don't throw your trash in my backyard's full. 1 bottle top, 2 bottle top, 3 bottle top, 4 bottle top, 5 bottle top, 6 bottle pop. Don't throw your trash in my backyard's full. A 1 bottle pop.
So how'd it go? Apart from various abrasions and contusions, I'm suffering from severe case of frustration. I mean, if somebody pokes me in the eye with a stick, it's not enough to just complain in a loud voice. I'm just about ready to clobber them.
Not according to the text. You just I think of them as people. Little people. People? Joe, you've only been here a week. You can't expect to know all the answers. Being a teacher just takes adjusting to.
They're people. What am I?
My cousin, and you better hang in there or I am going to stick Jennifer on you. Got it?
It's good. I'm good. When I have one day I want it to be just like this person. See you later, hon.
Hey, where you going?
School's out, Joe. For teacher, too. That man again.
Hey, this is Talia. Don't go away. There'll be more After Hours Cinema after this.
For our patrons, men, women, boys, girls. Through the cooperation of leading business places, you may now have free admission to this theater. Ask for dividend tickets when you shop at Dividend tickets will be accepted on all standard box office priced films. So take a circular with you today and start saving dividend tickets tomorrow when you shop. See your next movie completely free.
And now, on with the show.
Feel like going shopping, dear?
I'm just not in the swing today.
When my husband is out of sorts because he needs a laxative, I get one that's not harsh. Flavored Haley's M.O.
Good-tasting Haley's is a gentle way to get back in the swing. It's a blend of a gentle comforting agent and thorough laxative. So dependable.
Pretty lively today.
Back in the swing.
When you sometimes need a laxative, get back in the swing with flavored Haley's M.O.
Hey, this is actress Erica Green with some frighteningly good news. Fear Flix has moved and is under new ownership. Don't worry, we still have all the best indie horror, schlock, and wave movies. So search Fear Flix today on Roku and subscribe for only $19.99 a year.
Hey, and welcome back to After Hour Cinema, our first break of tonight's movie. See what I mean about dimly lit? Given the movie's production value and special effects, being unable to see at times might not necessarily be such a bad thing, but I digress. See what I mean about the foreboding atmosphere and surrounding the killer? It's not that bad, is it? Turning to tonight's cast, the most recognizable name is Cameron Mitchell, who portrays Colonel Carson. Mitchell signed a contract with MGM shortly after serving in World War II as a bombardier. Some of his more notable early films were the screen adaptation of Death of a Salesman, How to Marry a Millionaire, and 1954's Garden of Evil. Later in his career, he transitioned to television roles in B-movies, including Italian westerns and sword and sandal films like Eric the Conqueror, along with guest spots on TV shows like The Incredible Hulk and Simon and Simon. Throughout his prolific career, he amassed an amazing 243 film credits. Turning to tonight's leading lady, she was portrayed by American actress Jennifer Holmes, who is perhaps best known for appearing as a series regular on the first season of The Newhart Show and starring in the short-lived series Misfits of Science with Courtney Cox. Holmes also had a string of guest star appearances on shows like Knight Rider and Murder, She Wrote. Now, before we get back to tracking this demon down, be sure to pay attention to the movies advertised on the marquee later in the film. It's a bona fide 70s horror classic. Well, I think it's time we check back in with Colonel Carson to see how things are going. Here's 1979's The Demon.
And now, on with the show.
Sorry, how'd you like it? I said, how'd you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really nice.
I see her. She's high. She's high up. She's floating. Floating. There's always a wind.
Is she?
Is she alive?
I can never be certain.
What do you think?
I can only tell you that I have a sense of... I'm sorry.
All right. So what have we got?
Well, we have the obvious clues. The man on the roadside. The plastic bag over the head, like Joan. The common denominator.
Yeah, we know all that. The police know all that. But where is he now?
Now, I sense crowds, bright lights. They fascinate him. He's looking down on the crowds from a shadowland. He's feeling good. Oh, yes, he's feeling good.
If only we knew what he looked like.
Well, come here. I'll show you something.
Doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, I don't get it.
This is a composite. Yeah, it's sort of a police kit. I sometimes work this way. The only thing... the face. I just don't... Well, the face doesn't come to me.
But do you get any part of him at all?
He's less than a man. And more than a man. Much more. I keep seeing this street, this building. The red letters come through very strongly. These red letters. But I can't spell out what they mean. Maybe a hotel. Or maybe...
May I keep these?
Mr. Parker, let's take a walk. Forget vengeance. Forget it. It won't bring Emily back.
You might as well ask me to forget my own name. Forget my wife, my child. How is to hold her close. Forget? Oh, no. No. I have got to find him.
I know.
You understand?
You won't come back.
Someday I'm going to kill that Jennifer.
Triangle yoga helps recovery, renew.
I think think I could use a little renewal. Now you tell me why I shouldn't wait up for you tonight. Not supposed to talk, just meditate. Talk now and we'll meditate later. I have a date. Oh, who's the lucky guy?
You're not gonna like it.
Try me.
Dean Turner. I'm 18.
I don't care, I don't like it.
I'm going.
Fancy cars, fancy apartments, fancy restaurants, and no visible means of support. Fancy that.
I'm not a preschool kid.
It's just that I'm your only relative in the whole hemisphere. Believe it or not, I really do love you.
He's a pussycat.
He's a tomcat.
That bad?
I prefer cats who work for a living.
I promise I won't let him ruffle my fur until he's given me a bank reference, financial statement, and his credit ratings.
A blood test.
Deal?
Yeah, it's a deal. So what time are you going to come home?
Before I get into trouble? Drive me to the moon.
Do you mind if we stop at my place first?
Lobster thermidor. And that wine.
It was French. I can't pronounce it, I just point.
Oh, wake me when we land.
Cozy little pet.
Take your shoes off. Get comfortable. My house is your house, as they say in Spain. Only I don't know how to pronounce
it?
Will you have a drink? You sure you won't change your mind?
I'm sure.
You're looking for the ladies' room. It's that way. Bedroom is that way, too.
No?
You want to tell me about it?
I'm looking for your visible means of support. You know, when somebody says he has no visible means of support, well, I figure if you do have any, I'll be able to see them. I always thought they'd look like an old-fashioned pair of suspenders.
Ah, you want to know where the bread comes from?
And the caviar.
Back home in Delaware, my old man heads one of those multinational companies. You know, oil, grain, hotels.
Sounds rough.
Sure. I grew up knowing my father already owned everything worth owning in the world.
So you decided to play.
Let's just say I got into a few jams. But my father always bailed me out. He's really a nice guy.
The poor little rich boy, huh?
Hey, you're supposed to be a silly, innocent, unsophisticated little girl who doesn't know how to say no.
And you thought you could have my body for a little wine, lobster, a ride in your Scarlatti, and a lull in this dandy double plush car?
It usually works. How about it?
I'd like to inform you in a very loud voice. You fry me.
Why?
You want to know something? You're really kind of soppy. You feel sorry for yourself.
Well, hell, the richest kid on the block doesn't have to be the happiest.
Do you know what you need? Love.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Come on.
Mother love.
Mother love.
Mm-hmm. Stay flat on your back. Keep your hands at your side. You're rich, spoiled, and soppy, and kind of handsome. I could learn to like you.
Tell me when I can move.
Not tonight. We have to straighten you out first. Not a bad start for a rotten cube. I was right.
Right about what?
Pussycat.
Coffee's on stove. Sleep well? Mm-mm. Not after that 4 o'clock phone call. I couldn't go back to sleep. What'd your parents say? Mother got on the phone and I couldn't hear because of the static. Here. Okay. And then Daddy just yelled direct from New York. They said something about the 18th. Right soon. We haven't even had one wild party yet. How about it? No.
It's a tiny little wild party?
Nope. You can ask me back last night? I can see it all over your face. He was a real prince.
I don't know. Kind of a sad little boy.
We're talking about the same guy.
I'm seeing him again tonight.
2 nights in a row. Come on, we gotta go. Give me legs. Here, come. Here's some. This is a pretty one. I want you to finish that one. Jennifer, I want you to finish that. Huh? No, son. Let me see what you're doing, huh?
What's that? Let's see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm so afraid.
are you doing?
I'm looking at you through my super-duper spy camera. When I look through the viewfinder, I can see right through your clothes.
You really are a rotten kid.
And when I look into your eyes, I can tell exactly what you're thinking.
Oh, really? Okay. Tell me what I'm thinking.
You're thinking that you'd like to have dinner with me again tonight, but you don't know how to ask. And afterwards, you'd like to come over to my place and pick up where we left off. And then you're wondering what would happen next, right?
Not a bad shot. But tonight's out. I have to help Mary with some paperwork for next week.
Get out of it.
I can't.
How about tomorrow morning, early? Look, you don't have to work. I could fly us off to Paris, Rio, Kathmandu.
I know you won't. If you want to see more of me, you'll stay right here. Even if I have to dig a hole and plant your feet. You need roots.
Could you love a man who had roots growing out of the bottom of his feet?
Hi, this is actress Allie Pettis reminding you to keep your knives sharp and keep your eyes on After Hours Cinema.
Hey, this is actress Erica Green with some frighteningly good news. Fear Flix has moved and is under new ownership. Don't worry, we still have all the best indie horror, schlock, and wave movies. So search Fear Flix today on Roku and subscribe for only $19.99 a year.
Sparkle here, and it's intermission time.
Good evening. It's intermission time. Our service is friendly and quick. You'll find hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza, your favorite candies, hot and cold beverages, and other delicious snacks. So add to your fun of watching the movie. Visit our refreshment stand right now. We're glad to have you with us tonight. We hope you'll come to see us often. It's great to get out to the movies.
Hey, Mom. Yes, you. Why fuss and fret about dinner? Why not have it right here? Yes, this drive-in offers everyone in the family a real picnic treat for dinner.
If you're watching this, please help me.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom.
Help me, get me out of here.
Plus whatever you want to drink, hot or cold. Hey, Mom.
Hurry, hurry.
Or eat while you're being entertained. Or at intermission time. Intermission time. Intermission time.
Help me, get me out of here.
Intermission time. 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 Hey, Mom.
Hi, my name is Al, the VCR. I'm here at the VCR Emergency Center waiting for the doc for a major overhaul because my owner hasn't been keeping me clean. You see, like most of the big shots, my owner enjoys the fact that I'm a high-performance piece of equipment, but ignores the fact that I got my sensitive side, too. Tell him about it, Doc.
Al has a series of electromagnets, tape heads for audio, video, and synchronization. And when they get dirty, you can either lose the picture, lose the audio, or the audio and video might work out of sync, like a bad monster movie.
That's right. And you know, my heads can get dirty from outside elements like dust and smoke, or from oxide shed from the video cassette. And if I don't get a routine cleaning, I can't properly read the information on the tape, and things start to get fuzzy. So, if you want to keep your VCR from getting into the jam I'm in, it's simple. All you gotta do is get yourself a head cleaner. The dry system for routine maintenance and a wet system for more heavy-duty cleanup jobs. Then read the directions, and after every 15-20 hours of playtime, slip in the cassette, and bingo, clean heads.
The regular usage of head cleaners not only preserves the performance of your VCR, but it preserves the longevity of your VCR as well.
Take it from someone who knows. Save yourself the heartache. Give your VCR routine maintenance with head cleaners and keep it out of trouble.
Hey, this is Sparkle Sujin. Check out this great trailer.
The curse is pain. It flows through time like a river. Kimberly.
Lower taxes.
Higher taxes.
Record employment.
Unemployment.
Peace. War.
Highest wages.
Lower pay. States' rights. Centralization of government.
Whoa, stop! I've tried. I've listened to everybody. On TV and radio. I've read the papers and magazines. I've tried, but I'm still confused. Who's right? What's right? What should I believe? What are the facts? How can I tell?
Well, my friend, if it's any consolation, you're not alone. Many voters are in the same boat right this minute. Words have been flying at you hot and heavy. You've heard the pros and cons, the cons and pros of both sides. You've listened to people you believe in and people you've never heard of. It's not surprising that you're confused. But beyond all the words, beyond all the claims and promises, there's actually just one big thing on which most people base their final decision. The man. Take this man. Statesman, American. He's captured the admiration, the trust, the devotion of Americans in all walks of life. He's won the acclaim of people of other nations and made us prouder to be Americans. Who will you vote for? What's your decision? What do you say?
Never let a stranger into your house. Don't even open the door. Just talk through it. Here's one thing you might hear.
Who is it?
O Tekna, Kadmu tu palai mea tope, Chinas pod hedras tastemoe toad depe, Hicteriois cladoisin existemenoi, Polis tomumen tumiamaton geme, Homu de payanum de caistenagmaton.
No, I'm sorry. Please come back in a half hour.
And now, on with the show.
I'd love to come to your place, but if I don't finish this homework, I'm going to have 63 preschoolers picketing the grounds. Uh-huh. No, what? Don't go. Tell me something nice. Oh, I don't know. How did you end up with the greatest looking girl in town? Uh-huh. The 18th. Or I guess any time after Daddy finishes his business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's fine, just fine. She's all crazy about some guy. Uh-huh. You tell her. I can't tell her not to do something that she knows good and well you and I are doing. Besides, I hear it's good for the complexion. Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody's at the door. Listen, call me tomorrow, okay? I love you. Bye-bye.
Are you really into photography, or is it just a way to get girls to take off their clothes?
It's just a way to get girls to take their clothes off. When my father gets down to his last billion, I may have to work for a living.
So is your father. How come you never mention your mother?
Just an oversight.
What's she like?
She left my father when I was 6. She gave him custody of the child and flew the coop.
Do you ever see her?
Pictures in magazines, along with Greek tycoons, French automakers, and an occasional hairdresser thrown in for good measure.
Must be real tough growing up without a mother.
I really don't remember.
I sure hate all the wrong buttons with that mother love line.
I decided to forgive you.
Hello? Oh, I see the cold showers aren't working, huh? Need a tranquilizer? Bobby? Bobby, this isn't funny. Bobby, is this you? Who is it? Dr. Stewart, what are you...
Hello, Mary. Sorry to bother you at this hour. The Chippy's been making a devil of a row, hackles up and all. Janet thought she saw someone prowling around under your trees. I went out to have a look, but he'd vanished. And about a half an hour later, Chippy started up again. This time I thought I saw someone, but again he'd vanished. Anyway, I thought I'd come over to see if you girls are all right.
I haven't seen anybody outside.
Now, well, if you're all right then.
Thanks, I feel better having Chippy on guard.
Any trouble, I'll be right over with the old 38 special. Well, good night.
I'll be fine. The windows are all barred. Night. Thanks a lot.
Gee, I didn't mean to scare you. I was dreaming. I saw the light on. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm. How was your evening?
Unreal. Do you want to hear about it?
Some freak's been on the telephone tonight. Heavy breathing and everything. Here?
Tonight?
Mm-hmm. Scared me. I keep hearing things in the house or thinking I hear things. I was just about to scream when you came in.
You poor kid. All alone in this big house.
It's not my imagination, you know. Somebody really did call, and Chippy across the way kept barking her head off, and Mrs. Stewart thought she saw a prowler, and even Dr. Stewart had his trusty .38 ready to shoot.
Now about my evening. Should I start at the beginning?
You're gonna skip the part about the soup and salad.
Bulldog 1 to Bulldog 2. Come in, Bulldog 2. This is Bulldog 2. Come in, Bulldog 1. Enemy position located. Prepare to attack.
May I come in? Thank you.
Why have you come back here?
Miss Parker, I came to tell you how sorry I am about your husband.
From the moment that you came into our lives with your smooth talk, you've brought nothing but more unhappiness and confusion into this house. I think you're playing a very sadistic game, Colonel Carson.
A game?
First Emily, then my husband.
Miss Parker, what are you trying to say?
Why did you let him go alone? You're a soldier? Or is that also a sham?
A soldier is trained to take calculated risks. I warned him. We didn't have a chance.
There's something very wrong. You're coming here. Your obsessive interest. That little performance in Emily's room. The only positive thing that you've come up with is the prediction of my husband's death.
I hope that I've misread your meaning.
I don't think you have.
I've also come to tell you the time of the demon, our demon, is drawing close.
Yes. And your second prediction is also coming true. Did your extrasensory perception prepare you for this?
Wow. Competition's getting real tough. I take it you approve?
Agreeing with Amy?
Good. I was wondering if this is nursery school.
Special occasion?
Mm-hmm. Dinner and dancing, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Why?
Worried about being interrupted?
Uh-huh. Tell me all.
Well, if it's okay with you, before your parents get back, I'd like to ask Dean over. You know, just cook a little dinner, make it myself, show him I'm a woman, etc., etc., etc.
Tomorrow night?
Perfect.
But I don't know if that would work. Your scrambled eggs are lousy.
He'll never notice.
And I'd have to figure out a way to keep Bob awake.
You'll think of something. Deal?
Hey, this is Rachel Waits, and you are watching After Hours Cinema. Or is it watching you?
Check out these shows available now on Fear Flix.
And welcome to another collection of frightfully good films from Fear Flix, Gothic Horrors, with me, your host, Malvolia, the Queen of Screams.
Hey, I'm Pamela Such. You know me from all the Wave movies. And here we are, we're going to play Curse of the Swamp Creature 2.
Hello guys, I'm Rachel Waits.
And I'm Elise Costin.
Welcome to Silent Screams.
I'm Pamela Such.
I'm Monica Hayes. Thank you for tuning in to 70s Grind Out on Fear Flix.
Hey y'all, I'm Sherry Davis, your host for this wild and untamed collection of horror films from Fear Flix. We wrangled up a selection of Texas horrors for this one. Welcome to Lone Star Horrors.
These shows, movies, and much more available now on Fear Flix. Download it on your Roku channel store today.
Hey, this is actress Erica Green with some frighteningly good news. Fear Flix has moved and is under new ownership. Don't worry, we still have all the best indie horror, schlock, and wave movies. So search Fear Flix today on Roku and subscribe for only $19.99 a year. Hi, I'm actress Erica Rowell Green. We're about to get into some movie trailers. First up is going to be a film by Neil Tyler entitled Driftwood. Check it out.
And now, preview time. When it comes to entertainment, you can't beat a good film. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
I want you to think of this as a no man's land of the dreamscape. A subconscious meeting ground.
I'm lost.
You're not the only one. They'll be coming for you.
I need to find my husband and get out of here.
I just want us back.
Could be no coming back from this.
Next up is a movie I'm in titled Interfere, the Next Wave.
It's been 1 year since the tragedy that struck our school.
I'm a huge fan. I've read your book multiple times.
Huge fan of multiple times.
You helped him with the book, right?
Yeah, so what?
So, how come he getting paid and you ain't? I just don't get it. That player is rolling in the dough, dog.
Regardless of what you're thinking, you're disposable, Lucas.
You see, I'm dying to know all I can about your encounters. What Frank, the false genius, doesn't realize is that this meteorite is still very powerful. All that remains is for it to be woken up. I'm trapped.
You're not trapped. You're merely being improved upon.
Man, I thought I was messed up.
It gives me great pleasure as your mayor to be a part of the swearing-in ceremony of our new sheriff.
Would somebody please tighten the handcuffs on this jackass, for God's sake?
You tell him,
This
Sheriff.
guy comes in my shop. He starts asking me about the laptop, the one we used to infect the meteorite with the virus. He shapeshifts into some kind of vampire-like monster thing. We've got to call off the festival. There's people in danger. Let's go!
I have a problem too, Seabass.
Oh, and what's that? Growing hair? You got the same problem.
You, son, are a clown.
What?
And I hate clowns.
Would you guys like to see a little magic trick now? How's that sound, huh? Magic? Wait for it.
Alakazam! This is incredible! You're Herculean!
Yes, I am Herculean, defender of the mortals.
And now, on with the show.
Shall we, dance?
That's a little strenuous. Remember, we've got to keep going until 2.
Till 2.
Mm-hmm.
God, what are we going to find to do?
I don't know. I told Joe I'd have trouble keeping you up.
Do you have any suggestions?
She said I'd think of something.
Have you?
I'm thinking. Oh, my God. Time for you to say bye-bye. Bobby? Don't fall asleep. You have to drive me home.
Is it time?
No, I'm just kind of worried.
About little Joe's virtue?
I didn't say anything, but some guy seems to be following me around.
Since when?
I spotted him a couple times outside of school.
What do you look like?
He was in the shadow all the time. But he was big. He was really big. That's all I could see. I was afraid of the kids. And then, when I was downtown, I saw him looking out the window while I was shopping. He was looking at me.
Same guy?
And then Dr. Stewart came over to the house to tell me that he saw a prowler.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. I didn't want to sound paranoid.
You don't sound paranoid, but you gotta be careful.
Joe.
Jean's with her.
But they're all alone in the house.
Let's go.
Tomorrow?
What am I supposed to do between now and then?
You can try a cold shower.
Thanks. I've got a great idea. Why don't you come away with me? We could leave a note for Mary. Tell her we went off to get married.
I haven't done the dinner dishes yet.
You're gonna make somebody a great wife. Very clean, very orderly. I love it.
Good night, Mr. Turner. Sweet dreams. Thank God. I'm sorry. I don't know what got into me.
It's like your cousin must really have something.
I'm sorry. I feel really foolish.
Forget it. Forget it.
Hey, good night. Thank you.
Do you want to get asked in for a nightcap?
Nope. I want to go to bed so I can look my best on Sunday.
All right. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, hurry up. Put the light out, love. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
Car is still there.
Oh, it's none of our business. For goodness sake, come to bed.
Bob's dial date. Mary? Mary, you all right?
Bobby!
Did you hear that?
You what?
Sounded like glass breaking.
Oh, you've been dreaming. For goodness sake, go to sleep.
That no man knew but he himself, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God.
I tell you, that was a scream.
That rich dessert, more likely.
Now, what do you make of that?
Make of what?
Take a look. The lights keep going on and off from room to room upstairs.
And they're playing games, dear. I mean, young folks these days like to add little spice to life. And kinky, they call it. Or wouldn't you know?
That car's still there.
Well, that's a wrap on 1979's The Demon, starring Cameron Mitchell and Jennifer Holmes. I will have to admit that while the film certainly has its flaws, the final girl showdown with the killer was unique and helped elevate the film. Also, how about the killer's clawed glove? Pretty cool, especially since it predates a more famous glove killer, a la Freddy Krueger. This is one of those films, in my humble opinion, that didn't quite live up to its potential. A little re-editing and recutting would make this movie a much more serviceable and memorable entry into the slasher canon. However, despite its flaws, there's enough classic slasher elements to keep you entertained. I think it's safe to say that this Cameron Mitchell film earns the After Hours Cinema seal of approval. Be sure to tune in next week for another great B-movie. Until then, I'm your host, Lee Turner, and let's keep those B-movies rolling, guys.
Today is the static pendulum. Oh, okay. So I've popped it on the Ouija board, and we are in Satan's cell.
We're in what?
Satan's cell.
Right, so we're not talking about Satanizer.
No,
we're in
Satan's cell.
Satan's cell.
And we're going to get them to ask the spirit to actually move the pendulum. So this way no one is handling it.
My name's Anne, and I'm a paranormal investigator, ghost hunter, owner of Ozparatech, which is Australia's largest online paranormal equipment store. I work with Renata over here and help her out with her ghost tours, and we are also part of the Frightfully Good duo that has podcasts, and we travel around the world seeking haunted adventures and getting into trouble most of the time.
Yes, my name is Renata, and I'm the other half of the Frightfully Good team. I also own Newcastle Ghost Tours, and we have been operating here in Newcastle and the Hunter for about 13 years now, providing public tours in haunted sites. We also do private investigations, and yes, we do. We travel all over the world if we can, and try and get to the most haunted places in the world. There you go.
So this is what's called a REM pod, and it is basically a proximity sensor. So it has an antenna that comes up here, and I'll switch it on. Great, we've got the dead one. Have you got the other one there?
Yes. There you go.
So I'll just switch it on. I'll put the aerial up. So this puts a bubble of energy around the device. Now as my energy comes close to it, or my physical being, it alarms. So we get the lights come out. Now the closer I get, the more lights and the higher the pitch. So we would use this in a situation where people have seen ghosts walking along hallways, or they hear footsteps along hallways, or they've seen shadow figures moving through. So we would put several of them along that place to see if there was any sort of interaction. I have had one very interesting experience with this in a private case, where a lady had asked us to come and check her house before she moved in, and it was 3 levels, and the one level was right down in a basement. And we popped one on the very top step, one in the middle step, one on the bottom step, and we were down in the cellar where there was no exit. So we're chatting away, and all of a sudden the REM pod at the top alarms. Then the second one alarms, and we're going, we've got no way out of here. And this thing, whatever it is coming down the steps. And then we're looking at the third REM pod going, is that going to go off? Is it coming in? And then the third REM pod didn't go off. We all went, oh, that's a relief. Then as we were packing up later that night, we realised we hadn't turned on the third REM pod. So it could have come right down into the stairs, into the basement. Yeah. But we weren't harmed anyway. It was just energy. That's all it was. That was fairly early on in my ghost hunting career.
We also go out to Dubbo Jail, and Dubbo Jail has a gallows that they've created there as part of their exhibit. And we have put these on the stairs of the gallows going up to the last spot where the hanged man would actually have the noose put around his neck and everything. And we do an experiment there where everybody stands around the gallows. They've got gadgets like the K2 meters, the cat balls, and the REM pods are going up the stairs. And then we do a reenactment, as in we talk through the story of one of the youngest prisoners that was hanged at the jail there,
we
coming
find,
up to the...
Yeah, we find if we talk about their story, they seem to really enjoy it, and they will come and interact with us.
Yeah, so we actually talk about this young man coming up to the foot of the gallows and then stepping onto the steps of the gallows and walking up. And as we talk, this one particular instance where we were talking about him putting his first foot on the gallows steps, we had one of these sitting there and it just automatically lit. And it was like, wow. And then the next one would light up as he was walking up to the gallows. So that was a really profound moment.
And it was a good use of the equipment too.
Yeah. Where are the most haunted places in New South Wales then?
Maitland Jail. There's nowhere else. Michael Lovis. The Residents. So this, flip my monitor, was one of the insane cells. So it was originally a padded cell, and you'll notice that the window there is a slit. None of the, apart from that one there, none of the others have windows. It was so the guards could keep an eye on what was happening. I was here one night as a guest on the tour, and I was with a friend, and this door was shut. And he's opened the door, and he said to me, "Did you hear that?" And I'm like, "What?" And then a witch's hat, which is out here, came in here, hit the wall here, and landed at my feet where I was standing here. And I've gone, "What the hell? What the?" So immediately I've run outside to check to see who is out there, and there was no one. And because it's all cement, you can hear footsteps and things. I had a digital recorder going. I reviewed the digital recorder, and on there, when you open up that door, you clearly hear this and then you hear the witch's cone, the traffic cone go. You actually hear it like coming up and hitting and landing there, but no footsteps.
Wow.
So there's been, sorry, didn't mean to pick up my hair there, darn it. We've got some very famous haunted objects around the world, and this one is quite notorious.
Yep.
This is Annabelle. And there's been
not the real Annabelle.
No. She's actually been crocheted for us by one of our fans who loves true hauntings. Thanks, Melissa. And the Annabelle doll is got a whole franchise of movies, all demonic, all to do with the Ed and Lorraine. Oh, sorry, I can't even talk. Ed and Lorraine.
Thank Warren.
You. Words is hard. Need more coffee. And we've researched that story, and there's a lot of inconsistencies, and I would put money on the fact that this doll is not haunted.
Did you use your outside voice there?
I did.
Oh. You will also say that the doll that is presented in the movie is not what the real Annabelle looks like.
Yeah.
No, that is true.
And you'll probably notice that this doll looks nothing like the Annabelle that's used in the movies. Reason being is that she's not scary enough. Is she, Renata?
No, she's scaring me right now.
They had to come up with something that looked far more evil and sinister than a Raggedy Ann doll. But, yep, that's actually what she looked like. I'll give you that one.
Okay.
And we've got another one down here. Now, this is supposed to be the most haunted doll in the world. Obviously not this particular one, but his name is Robert. And he sits in a museum in America, and you're supposed to ask permission to take Robert's photo. And if you don't ask permission, bad things will happen to you.
And people bring gifts in, so they'll bring him cigarettes and money and lollies.
But there's a whole sort of creepy story associated with him that we did in our True Hauntings podcast about a boy that became very obsessed with him, and
very
insisted,
lonely little boy.
Yeah, insisted that in marriage, this doll had to come and live in the house with them, and his wife didn't like it very much. So we're here trying to communicate with Constable Samuel Nelson. We have some lights that we have laid out on the lounge for you. I do know that your body was brought into this establishment, and I can only imagine that your wife came in and would have been dreadfully upset. Dreadfully upset. She had just been made a widow with 8 children. I can't even imagine what that would have been like.
Sit on it.
There was a tap in there. A tap? A tap. They were very dark, evil people, weren't they, to come and to steal from the hard workers of this area? Or if you want to use the lights, we can pretend your head is here, your chest is here, and your legs are down this area here. So you can use the lights, head, chest, and hips and down. Use the lights to show us where you were shot. Tap. Tap. If you go near them, they'll change colours.
Kenneth.
Oh, that went off. There's a light there near the head, where the head would have been.
Yeah, the head was up this way.
So we actually do get called out to private homes to see if places are haunted or whatever is going on. We've done a handful over the years. It's not like we get phone calls every week to say my house is haunted, please come and check out what's going on. But we'll get a number a year to do. We love doing them because that's when we really can look at using the expertise that we've garnered over the years and the stuff that we've learnt and really putting it into practice while we're out.
It's like a puzzle.
It is.
You've got to try and find what is the trigger to what has caused what they think is a haunting. And more often than not, it's a human element.
Yeah.
Some sort of trauma or tragedy that has not been dealt with, grief that has not been dealt with, or some idiot saying to them, you've got an attachment, I just know you have. And this poor person walks around for 15 years thinking that every bad thing that happens in their life is because they've got an attachment, which is absolute bull dust, because that person who said that is not actually a psychic or a medium. They've just got a feeling.
Yeah, but they don't offer solutions either.
They don't offer solutions.
So it's fabulous to say to someone you've got an attachment or you've got 5 ghosts in your home, but oh, look at the time, I need to go now. Yeah. It's like, do something for this person.
Yeah, but this is where your counselling skills, because Renata is a qualified counsellor, and her counselling skills are essential. You need some sort of mental health training, counselling skills and psychology to be a ghost hunter. Do not go by what you see on the ghost hunting TV shows because it's entertainment.
Yeah. So yes, we've had some interesting, very, very interesting cases over the years. Very interesting. From people who believed they've had attachments for 15 years to people who have had really high trauma and felt that there are poltergeists in the house. I remember having to crawl under someone's house at one stage because they looked under the house and they thought they saw hanging crosses. And I said, oh, I'll go and get them. So I crawled under the house and picked them off and came out, and they were just bits of wood. Maybe kids were playing under the house or something or other, and so, oh my God, what have we got? Oh, look, I'll just take them. It's fine, I'll take them. Just
give us the haunted objects. We'll look after for you. Not a problem, especially Ouija boards.
Love Ouija boards. It's really satisfying when you can help these people. Really, really, really super satisfying. So we love doing those the best.